In this video, we're going to be looking at 100 satisfying things to do with yo-yos, like specific tricks, cool yo-yos, and other random stuff. So let's get started. Okay, so you know how people use lassos to grab onto stuff? Well, you can actually use the yo-yo string to whip the yo-yo in midair. That was just a single whip, so here's a double and a triple. Another satisfying whip is called the kamikaze whip. And this one is called the plastic whip. Yeah, I don't know why it's called that either, but we're rolling with it. Normally the string stays in a straight line, but if you pinch it, it becomes a slack. And you can use this slack in different ways for some really smooth and flowy tricks. Like this one called revolutions, and these ones are pretty cool too.
Nope.
Or here's one where you pull the strings to create tension, then release it. And this one is called follow. You can probably see why. Now here's a trick called black hops. So I asked you guys on Instagram and got some suggestions. This person said to make towers with them, so here's one I made on easy mode. Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. Here's one that was a little bit harder, and this one is level master difficulty. How about making a giant slip knot? Yeah, I could see that. This trick is called skyrocket, but what if we launch it super high? Next, my boy suggested regens, which is a type of trick that regenerates the spin of the yo-yo without it touching your hand. Here are two of my favorites. Oh true, grinds are pretty satisfying. This is when the yo-yo spins on part of your body, like a finger grind, a talon grind, and if your yo-yo has a lip on the inside, a thumb grind. The yo-yo likes to turn to the side when I do this one, so maybe we can do a full 360 thumb grind. And I guess this finger spin trick also counts as a grind, and someone said to pour water on it. Oh, we're on a whole new level, people. And this person said to ding them. Okay, that was like negative satisfying, but maybe they meant dinging this titanium yo-yo that costs $400. Much better. And lastly, putting it in your mouth like a baby bottle. That sounds a little bit weird, but here goes. Another genre of tricks are tech tricks. This is where the string has a bunch of twists and bends and you have to maneuver the yo-yo through them. These tricks are usually done at a slower speed, and some people find them kind of soothing to watch. But if all these knots are making you a little anxious, we can get rid of those real quick. Completely opposite of tech tricks are super fast tricks, also known as Godspeed.
I'm keeping this yo-yo, by the way.
Another trick Angel 2-Up does is this cool wavy trick. And that reminds me of this hypnotizing trick. Yo-yos themselves come in some pretty sweet colors that are kind of satisfying to look at. Of course, you've got your solid colors. These have a really sleek and clean look to them. And you know those faded haircuts? Well, here's a faded yo-yo. Fades are my personal favorite type of colorway. I like to call this one the cotton candy fade. And for you abstract people, I've got some splash painted ones. When I was a kid, I wanted to try splash painting my own yo-yo.
Splash painting the Duncan Pro Fly.
And I actually still have the yo-yo all this time later. And I think 12-year-old me did a pretty good job, honestly. But I doubt it will top a yo-yo that has a splash and a fade. And lastly, have you ever seen those acid wash t-shirts? Well, they actually make acid wash yo-yos. This one in particular is called the Galaxy. And if it's spinning really fast in good lighting, it looks like it changes directions. And while it's still going, let's try dipping it in some water. Not only is the Eiffel Tower a place in France, but it's also a yo-yo trick. So here are 3 satisfying ways to do it. If you find some kind of railing, yo-yoers will try to swing the yo-yo over it onto the string. And if you have a yo-yo with this bowl shape on the inside, you might be able to suction it to your chin. When you get rejected by a baddie, it's tough like that. But in yo-yo terms, rejections are actually good. A rejection is when the string is pressed against the yo-yo and the friction from the spin kicks the string out of the gap. And I had to put that in slow-mo because rejections happen really quickly. Now, a lot of the tricks in this video, although satisfying, have been pretty difficult. But honestly, most beginner tricks are pretty satisfying as well, like the bow and arrow, the elevator, UFO, stop and go, and the classic walk the dog. If your string twists up like spaghetti, take it off your finger and it'll do a little dance. And as someone who fidgets a lot, sometimes I'll take the string off the yo-yo and just swing it around. Kinda like how some people swing their keys on a keychain. That's also a fun trick, by the way. This is called a green triangle. You'll see a lot of competitive players do them at the end of a trick. Think of them like a cherry on top. And it's one of the most versatile tricks because there are so many ways to do it. You can snap it, slack it, sling it, whip it, reverse whip it, reject it, bop it. Oh wait, that's something different. And this one is just too smooth. And if one green triangle isn't enough, how about two? Wow, I've shown you a lot of satisfying tricks by myself, and I think it's time to see some from some other people. So I hopped on a plane to Arizona for the National Yo-Yo Contest.
This the anthem. If you rockin' with it, put your hands up. Yeah.
How about a trick from a world yo-yo champion? Or a women's world champion? And now, a trick from this guy. This is the 9 Dragons. It's a special yo-yo that literally lets you grab it while it's still spinning. You can even put it down on a flat surface and it will spin on its edge. And it looks like physics has left the chat. Okay, so you know those purple UV lights you'll see at like a Halloween party or something? Well, I recently ordered some of them. Yeah, the tricks look pretty cool with these lights, but let's step it up with some slow motion. Okay, I've got a few more yo-yos I want to show you, but first, here are some other tricks I didn't know where to put in the video. If you go like this, you can slide the yo-yo back and forth on the string, and if you position your hands just right, the yo-yo will detach from the string. Here's one where the yo-yo changes directions quickly. And another fun trick is liking the video. Now let's check out those yo-yos. Here's a plastic yo-yo that's transparent, and here's another one that has a green tint. Honestly, it looks like a giant piece of candy. Oh, and I almost forgot about these ones, which have this really cool swirly marbling effect inside of them. Shifting over to metal yo-yos, this one is super shiny, and these ones are actually made of 2 different metals. Personally, I've always thought the accents of these shiny rims gives them a really clean, professional look. But if you want something with a little extra flavor, here's one with rainbow rims. Honestly, yo-yos are just a fun, aesthetically pleasing thing to look at, so if you have a camera like on your phone, find a cool spot outside, and you can take some really nice looking yo-yo photos for your fridge. Now, listen to the sounds of this thin aluminum yo-yo. And now, this $400 titanium yo-yo. Also, if you take a piece of paper, crumple it up, and spin the yo-yo on top of it, very nice. But now it's time for a satisfying speed round. Go! If you need to get your yo-yo spinning quickly, you can snap start it, thumb start it, or roll start it. Just make sure you do that one on carpet. Here's another Eiffel Tower, and how about some more green triangles? Spinning the yo-yo like a quarter is also fun, so let's see which will spin longer. And now for the final 3. This trick is called Rocket in the Pocket. Remember the 9 dragons from earlier? Well, if you have 2 of them and remove the string from one of them, here's a trick that's just as difficult as it is satisfying. Let's go. And finally, and that's 100. Let me know in the comments what you thought was most satisfying. And if you want to give this yo-yo thing a try, I've got yo-yos available on my online yo-yo shop, including some of the ones you saw in this video. It'll be the first link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.